Hello guys and welcome back to some Frosti-Town. Today we're going to be modeling a sci-fi type of scene. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to download Quixel Bridge, and when you've downloaded Quixel Bridge you can sign in. You have to sign in with Epic Games account, and if you have um purchased Unreal Engine, or if you have done the free version of Unreal Engine and you have made an account with Epic Games, then when you're gonna download Quixel Bridge you're gonna have all of these for free, as I have. You don't have to pay for it. So go into environment, in collections, environment, natural, and select Heartland Quayshore, and these are some of the assets that I have downloaded. And we're gonna go back into purchased. So let's get right down into it. Let's go to the front view, Shift A, create a plane and scale it up to something like this, and set up our camera to right about Control Alt 0, Shift and tilde, and press Q and E to adjust. And I'm gonna bring this back a bit, and we are gonna go in cycles and experimental GPU compute, and we're gonna apply a material. You can go to the material and you can click on export and it will export. So we're gonna give this a material, and I'm gonna go into shading and gonna give it 0.1, no, 0.01. So we have some nice cracks. Zero point 0.02 will do. So we have something like this. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is we're gonna create a cube, and I'm gonna scale it down, and I'm gonna bring it here, and let me see, I'm gonna bring it up, and I'm gonna go into first, let's just scale it on the z-axis to something like this. Bring it somewhere right about here. Shift D, GNX, and bring it somewhere close. And I'm gonna go Alt W, and I'm gonna go into cut mode. You know what, first let's just let's add a cylinder and give it 90 verts, and RX, no, RX 90, and scale it down, bring it up, scale it up to right about here, and scale it on the y-axis and bring it to right about here. So we have something like this. I'm gonna go Alt W, and I'm gonna cut this, and I'm gonna go into ever scroll, Q, array, and bring it down to right about here. and I'm gonna alt text this to the other side. No. There we go. So we have something like this, and let's do something over here to right about here. Scroll down and make something like this. Go into ever scroll queue and array this. I think this is better. Let's go to the top view and let's bring this down so we have something like this. And what we should be doing is we are going to add a cable from here to here, and we're going to scale it down to right about here, and we're going to shift D this and G and Z this, maybe rotate it just a bit. Yeah, we can rotate it to something like this, and we're gonna create another cable, and this one's gonna go from here to here. Okay, let's save this. Okay, let's go back and let's go into shading mode, and I have you can apply a rubber texture from anywhere, but I have kit ops, so I'm gonna apply the rubber texture here. So we have something like this. These guys are gonna be metallic, or maybe we could just give them the same. And I'm gonna select this guy, and I'm gonna give this guy an emission, and I'm gonna give it 10. Sorry, I'm gonna give it bluish. Alright, the next thing what we're going to do is, let's see, Alright, go into preferences and add the right tree, so you're gonna get sapling tree green. So I'm gonna go here, and in curve we're gonna add a sapling tree, and we're gonna go to leaves, and we are going to show leaves, and we're gonna bring it somewhere right about here, and we're gonna bring it somewhere right about there. Shift E this and bring it somewhere right about here. Shift E this, GNX, Shift E this, GNY, Shift E, GNX, and scale it up. Shift E, GNX, and bring it right about here. Okay, alright, so the next thing we're gonna do is the next thing what we should be doing is we're gonna add a plane RX 90, and we are going to bring it somewhere right about here. And what we are going to do is we're gonna delete this, and I'm gonna add a refraction BSDF into surface, and we're gonna add a noise texture, and it was noise texture, refraction BSDF, and bump. Yeah, in bump. So we put the normal into the normal and factor into the height. So we're gonna go here into screen space refractions, turn on refraction, go into materials, and click to alpha blend and screen space refractions, and I'm gonna scale this to something like this, and let's bring down the bump to something right about here. Let's go to the front view and go into let's go into view and turn on line cut, and press left control and keep cutting. So we have something like this. Okay. Alright, so the next thing what we're going to do is we're gonna go into Blender, Bridge, and we're gonna import some things. Let's import this guy. Alright, let's just save this for now. Turn it off. And let's go back to Blender. Okay, there we go. So we have something like this. And I'm gonna rotate it to somewhere right about here. And I'm gonna bring it somewhere right about here. I'm gonna shift D this, and I'm gonna bring it to somewhere right about here. So we have something like this. Okay, so let's turn this to orange. Let's get rid of the light and let's add a area light. Sorry. Give it 500 and let's give it brown. Let's go into shading and let's select this guy. Let's go into area light and bring it down a bit. Let's bring the color of the leaves down so we have something like this. And how about we dim it down a bit? Let's go to the world settings and bring the world settings down, and let's go into the area light and give it 1000. And sorry, my Streamlabs OBS let's save this. Shift D this and bring it somewhere right about here, or no, maybe somewhere right about here. Bring it down and move it somewhere right about there. So we have something like this. Yeah, this is good. What if we hide this? Yeah, I think this would do. Or what if we take that area light and we bring it somewhere right about here and give it 500, maybe 300, maybe just maybe just 100, or maybe 180. Alright, let's save this. Alright, here comes the good part. Okay, we are going to create a plane and RY90, and we are going to scale it up to something right about here, and we're gonna go into particles and we're gonna create first particle. So if we play, it's working. So we are going to go to frame start at -300 and end at 250, and let's see. Okay, and the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go here and alright, we're gonna create some embers. So we are going to create a plane and we're gonna bring it here, shift and left click. Let me change the song. Okay, so I'm gonna go into vertex selection mode, and first we're gonna select all and subdivide it, and then we're just gonna create some weird embers, and gonna create another shifty, and we're gonna just shifty, and okay, so I'm gonna select all these, press M, new collection, and we're gonna write embers. Okay, so we're gonna go into our physics properties, and instead of halo we're gonna go into collection and we are gonna add embers. So the next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna go into field weights and I'm gonna bring the gravity down. So okay, so they're coming from that end, so let's just rotate it. Problem solved. So they're coming over here. Okay, so we're gonna scale them up and we're gonna create some random scale, and let's just bump this Brownian thing up. So we have something like this. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is Alright, we have done the render, and we've put the gravity down, got the Brownian. Alright, the next thing what we're going to do is we're gonna go into we're gonna I'm gonna go into force field, and I'm gonna create a wind, and we are going to bring it to right about here, and we're gonna GX, and I'm gonna rotate it to right about here. So let's see, maybe if we could bring it somewhere right about here. Yeah, it's too fast. Yeah, computer started lag. Okay, so we definitely need this out of the frame. And we're gonna bring it back here, and let's see. Let's keep the number to 200. There we go. Alright, so the next thing, let's see if this is, that's the problem. Need to bring it back. Let's keep it to 400. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we are going to select these, and we are going to give them an emission, orange, strength of 6, and we're going to select this guy, and we're going to give it emission, strength of 6, and we're going to give it a bit of yellowish, or maybe a bit of dark reddish, and we're going to select this last one, and no, and we're going to give it emission, strength of 6, and we're going to give it type of some color that would be considered as dark, but yeah, this will do. So we have something like this. Let's go into physics properties, and how about 200? Okay, maybe we should bring it a bit backwards. Yeah, we should bring it way backwards. Let's go into our camera and bring it just a bit like this. Okay, let's see what it looks like in cycles. Okay. Let's add our let's first save this and let's add our FBX. You can download this from Mixamo. It's completely free. So we're gonna rotate him to right about there, and we're gonna scale him down. So we have something like this. I'm not a fan of this glossiness, but can bring it down, bring the roughness. Let's add a plane RX and bring it somewhere right about here. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a plane axis, and we're going to bring it somewhere right about here. And we're going to bring it down. We're going to go into, let's just save this. We're going to go into camera, depth of field, empty, and we're going to bring it somewhere right about here. And what if we add a principal volume? .02, so we have some nice foggy so there you go, guys. And if we remove this, let's go back into camera and select empty and bring it somewhere right about here. Maybe if we could bring it down. Alright, there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. If you did, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, share. As always, stay frosty, and Frosti-Town signing out.